If you're new to this channel, this video might not be the best one for you. But if you are an existing viewer, this is my yearly wrap up video where I talk about all the books that I read in the last year. I basically give the names, okay? I do not go into length about what those books were about. Anyway, I read 8,352 pages last year. That totaled into 26 books. Now, my goal was to read 100 books, but then COVID happened and then my wedding happened, so I could not read a lot. But out of the 26 that I read, the shortest one was of 71 pages and the longest one was of 597 pages. The average book length for me was 321 pages. The most popular one that I read was The Hunger Games, and the least popular one, which should be a really popular book, was The Power of Posture by Renu Mahtani, which is one of my favorite books. Like it should be more popular. The highest rated book that I read was The Nightingale by Kristin, and it was my highest rated book too, because like I loved that book. And my average ratings were 4 stars out of 5, which, like, trust me, I got a lot of hate for like, Manpreet, your reviews are not honest anymore because you're not, making fun of books or saying bad things about books. I mean, if I am picking good books, which I think I have gotten pretty good at, and if I am telling you that those books are good, then that makes me dishonest. So that was my learning in 2020. No matter what you do, people are never going to be happy. Anyway, so let me just give you the names of the 26 books that I read last year. Number 1, How to Become Rich by Devdutt Pattanaik, one of my first books by the author, but wasn't that impressed with it. Number 2 book that I read last year was The Son of Neptune, Heroes of Olympus book 2. Then I read A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Then I read the first graphic novel that I have read ever in my life, which is The Shadow of the Batgirl by Sarah Kuhn. I know I'm not that good at pronouncing the names correctly, but yeah. Next one that I read last year was Heroes of Olympus Book 3, The Mark of Anthena. Then I read The House of Hades, Heroes of Olympus Book 4, and The Blood of Olympus, Heroes of Olympus Book 5. All of which I loved a lot. This was my favorite series that I read last year, like one of the few series I did read last year. But Heroes of Olympus, awesome, you must try it out. Next, I have Work Smarter Not Harder, the shortest book actually that I read last year, of 71 pages. Not so impressed with it, but after that I came across 2 really good books. The Power of Posture by Renu Mahtani, one of the must reads that I have for you guys. Everybody must be reading it. And then The Nightingale by Kristin, which you guys know that I loved, and it was actually gifted to me by one of you. So you know what, you are awesome. Okay, then I again came across a series which was really good, but I did not finish the whole series. But I did read book 1 of the Millennium Trilogy, which is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is an awesome book. Maybe not read the whole series, but the number 1 book is a must read. Next, I read Atomic Habits by James Clear, which was a good book, but honestly, I need to read it one more time to actually, feel like, you know what, guys, you need to read it, because right now I do not feel that. It's good one, but I'm not sure I want to recommend it to the entire world. Then I read a disappointing read from an author who is one of my favorite authors out there. Surprise Me by Sophie Kinesella wasn't so good, but then again, I am going to try out more Sophie Kinesella books in this year. So let's see if I can find another favorite that I can recommend to you guys. Then I again read a disappointing novel from an author I have loved in the past, and that was The Demigod Files by Riordan. It is sort of like a companion novel of Percy Jackson series. Not so good, do not recommend it. Then I read, I think, my only Hindi book of last year, Purane, Gunaah, Naye, Gunehgaar by Mohan Pathak. This was his first book and it was a very short one, but I feel like as a beginner reader in Hindi books, of Hindi literature, it was a good pick. It was simple, small, short, cool. Next, I read a book that disappointed me a lot, Stocks in Life by Abhishek, an influencer who wrote a book about, you would think he talked about his expertise, but he really didn't talk much about anything in the book, just about himself, which was of no use to me. So yeah, so next I read the book 2 in the Millennium Trilogy, The Girl Who Played with Fire. It was good, but it was like okay. And next I started rereading a series that I've loved in the past. I read The Hunger Games, then The Catching Fire, and then The Mockingjay. After this, I also picked up The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy, which I did not enjoy as much as the Hunger Games, but I liked it. And do remember all the reviews that I've done in the past in 2020 of all of these books. Everything that can help you know more about these books is linked down below in the description. So do not go away just thinking like these were just the name and just like a little bit of introduction. What about, should I read it or not? What about what's the plot and all videos I'll link down below in the description. Next, I read my first Agatha Christie book of the year 2020. That was The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which was the first Poirot mystery Agatha Christie has written. Obviously, I loved The Mysterious Affair at Styles, but then I picked up another Agatha Christie mystery, that is Poirot Investigates, which is a collection of short stories which I did not happen to like. If you're wondering, Manpreet, what happened to the second Poirot mystery, The Murder on the Links, is something which I've read already in the past, even before 2020. So I do have a review of it, which I will link down below, where in the description. Next, again, I read an author that I've loved in the past. I read Those Pricey Thakur Girls by Anuja Chauhan. Awesome book, very funny, very nice. Do recommend it. Did you realize that we have just come to the second last book I read in 2020? I want to make my videos short and sweet so that you can enjoy it. So the second last book that I read was again a Poirot mystery. That was The Big Four by Agatha Christie. And it was something I really liked. Not as much as I have loved The Mysterious Affair at Styles and The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, but it was a good one if you are looking for an Agatha Christie book. And lastly, I read Suhail Dev by Amish Tripathi. Now, this is a new project of Amish Tripathi, and this is the Indic Chronicles Book 1. It is not specifically written by Amish Tripathi, but by Amish Tripathi and a set of other authors, like his whole team. And it was an absolutely amazing book that I loved, sort of like historical fiction. And I just like, I'm really looking forward to reading more books like these. So yeah. So yes, guys, these are all the 26 books that I read in 2020. Tell me what you read in 2020 and which are the ones that you are going to remember as you are going to move forward in 2021. I'm always really happy to look at your suggestions, your recommendations, and also any kind of requests, any kind of books you want me to read, so that I can be your guinea pig and I can read them and tell you if they're good enough to read or not. You just tell me in the comments below and I will make it happen. And yes, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed this yearly favorite video of mine. I have made like this video for almost all the years I have been on booktube, except for 1 year, but I will link all of those videos down below in the description if you want to check them out. And yes, thank you so much for watching. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.